All right, everybody, we are back for week 2 of Gridiron Gurus here today, and we have some funny stuff to talk about, but also some very um important things to talk about. So, first off, players that are ruled out today include J.C. Latham, Trevonde Sweat, Brock Purdy, Chase Young, Julian Blackman, Trevor Penning, Nick Amenwari, Joey Porter, Deshaun Elliott, Derek Harmon, Josh Reynolds, Jay Tuffle, I think. I think that's how you pronounce that. Ed Oliver, Christian Gonzalez, Keon White, Darren Waller, Storm Duck, which I have to come out and
That
say that is an awesome name.
that is such a cool name.
um, Austin Jackson, Benito Jones, Deron Bland, Kyler Gordon, Michael Hall, Isaiah Likely, Patrick Ricard, Dallas Goddard, Will Shipley, uh, Jalen Royals, Javarius Ward, Jalen Jones, Dre Greenlaw, Nate Atkins, Christian Darasaw, Andrew Van Ginkel, and Jeff Okuda. So that's a pretty long list, but the best name on that list is seriously Storm Duck. That is one of the coolest names I've ever seen. I
Yeah.
mean, whoever literally came up with that name, I applaud you because that is a badass name. A
And then
badass name
yeah.
just for a person, but even a more badass name for a for a football player.
Yeah,
Um,
there's a couple more inactives. You got Andrew Thomas for the Giants,
that one,
Curtis
yeah,
Samuel, Devin Witherspoon,
that's a big
Jair
one.
Alexander, and then Jack Conklin.
Yeah, that's some big ones. I mean, and there's some inactives for the Bears, which is actually we actually get to talk about them
Yeah,
today
we do. We
for
do
the
get to
first
talk about
time.
them.
So we mentioned Kyler Gordon, so I'm not gonna say him again. But Shamar Turner, Ozzy Trapillo, Karana Magaji, Jade Walker, and Case Keenum are all inactive for the Bears today.
But there's two big ones that are active.
Huge
Jalen
one.
Johnson and TJ Edwards
That is
are
going to help us
active.
out a lot because really, let me say this: the Bears lost last week. Both of us know that. Uh, but I personally believe if they were active in any capacity last week, we could have won.
Yeah.
So that will help us out a lot today. Um, because I mean, Jalen Johnson is a lockdown guy.
Oh
So
yeah.
I mean,
He's not going to guard Amonra because Amonra plays the slot.
that's too bad because he should guard him.
Yeah, which he should, but I I think they might move Stevenson to slot this game and put who guarded who had the touchdown? What was it?
Uh,
Nate.
Nishan
It's
Wright,
yes. Yes. I think they put him at our
nickel.
CB2.
Oh.
No, I think you put Stevenson in nickel, I think.
Hmm. Well, that's up to Dennis Allen.
That is.
Um,
I'll trust him.
but also Grady Jarrett is active today after only getting a 1 day of practice yesterday. Yesterday, or no, Friday. Sorry. Um, and with that was only limited on Friday, so I thought he was going to be out today actually, but you
You
know
know, he's a veteran. He knows the system. Like he
he can
knows what
play
he's
on
doing.
limit. He can play on 1 day of practice.
Yeah, like he could do that. Like, but if it was like, I mean, it is our D tackle spot, so like, yeah. But
I am kind of I am kind of surprised though. I mean, I am very happy that Grady Jarrett is active today, but like even with him, you know, getting the start, still I wouldn't expect him to be on the field all game. So I am kind of a little surprised that they made Shamar Turner inactive because I would imagine that he that uh Jarrett is only going to be on the field 65% of the time would be my guess.
Probably around 65 to 75. Yeah, I don't. He's not gonna play 100% of the snaps. I don't even
No, no.
see him playing 80. Like 75 is like honestly high for me. Like if he plays 75% of the snaps, that's a high snap count for him.
Yeah, especially on the knee.
Yeah,
That's a pretty big injury for a D tackle. Because I mean they are on their knees a lot when they're
yeah.
lined up. Um,
I mean, I played defensive line. I understand.
but Quinton Junkins is making his NFL debut today. I did read somewhere that it said that he will most likely be uh, getting the RB2 snaps today because he's ramping up, from
Mhm.
because he didn't sign his contract till like what 3 weeks ago.
Not even. I think it was
A
like
week
it.
ago, a week.
Yeah, it might. I think it was last week.
Actually, now that I think about it, I think you're right, and that's insane. That's insane. But they
Yeah,
want him to eventually be the starter, but you can't throw him out there, with no practice because he hasn't like this week is his only amount of practice because like besides rookie minicamps, I don't think he practiced at all in training camp because of some why oh no, it was because of a arrest or something
yeah,
like that.
yeah. He had that domestic violence charge or whatever.
Well,
So
we're gonna talk about some other funny Brown stuff in a second, but what is with anyone that goes to the Browns has jail trouble? Seriously.
because they want to get out of there, they don't want to be there. So they got to do something to get out of there, and then they'll go play somewhere else.
Yeah, it's stupid, stupid. But the other funny uh, Browns news that we're gonna just probably rant about for most of today, just because it's so funny. The Browns wished Deshaun Watson, the guy that stole money from them,
Yeah,
uh, a happy birthday tweet this morning, and let's just read some of the comments here. I mean, it's so funny. Like, okay, so I'm gonna go all the way to the top here to get like the newest ones. So I'm actually gonna refresh here, so it's new. Let's see what new tweets have surfaced. Um, so one of the first tweets was, "Admin, I know you were forced to post this, so I appreciate that you at least didn't give it an explanation point or an emoji. That's funny." One of the funniest ones is, "Admin, blink twice if you need help," and they need help for sure. Um, Another one is, "You can't see it, but it's Joe from Family Guy being pulled away by ghosts in his wheelchair from one of the Family Guy episodes." But this just is so spot on. So it's the tweet after that is literally Bill Cosby in Deshaun Watson's jersey, and he's like uh, winding up to throw the ball. That is just so accurate for.
and one of my favorite ones from this is it's a guy. He's admin posting this, and then it's the little kid from Family or not Family Guy, The Simpsons that said "I'm in danger."
Oh yeah. That's a good one. That's a good one. Uh, Another one says, it's a picture of just someone in a car, and it says, "Pass me the blank shotgun." I'm not gonna swear on this show because I mean I know that adults watch this, but also kids might watch this, so I don't wanna swear on this. Um, another funny one. I mean, this is funny. This is funny. Um, I'm just here for the comments, which I think everyone is here for the comments in this situation because no one likes Deshaun Watson.
Yeah,
Hope you guys didn't get him a massage for his birthday. That's funny. Um, Still time to delete this. And then Michael, I see the one that's your favorite, the Simpson Kai chuckles, and I'm in danger. Uh, and then there's one that's a picture of Tom or Jerry from the show Tom or Jerry with laughing, and he's pointing in one direction.
That's Jerry. That's the mouse.
I used to watch that show when I was a kid, but I haven't watched that in like 20, well, not 20, but probably like 15 years. So
Then another one is someone just tweeted "shut up." That one got me. That one got me
why
laughing.
I would literally like to ask that person one question. Why do you want them to shut up? Do you like Deshaun Watson that much?
I think it's more, why are we posting Deshaun Watson?
Okay, well that makes sense. Where was I? Um, not gonna read that because it's something that's about Charlie Kirk. I don't want to. I don't want to read about that. That's too sad. You paid him $207 million to play 19 games. Happy birthday, I guess. That is funny. Such a tone deaf franchise, LMAO. Happy birthday. This is a wonderful reminder that we are a year close, that a year has passed, and we are 1 year closer to you being gone from Cleveland forever. Enjoy the day! Exclamation point. The Browns do not quote believe all women quote apparently. This is a touching tribute. Nice of you to massage his ego. That one is hilarious. I have to not laugh at this though, because like I can't. I don't think it's right for me to laugh at these because
No, you could laugh. It's all right.
um time to delete this at Browns, which I agree with you there. I just hope massages aren't included in his birthday package. Sorry you had to post this. The admin waking up and finding out whose birthday they have to post about today, and then it's a gif of a lady tearing down her curtains from a window, which is hilarious. Uh, read the room. You openly making perv tweets, but worried about a celebration that was pre-planned since March. This organization is cooked, washed, and chopped. You are right about that. And then there's one where it's a GIF of Denzel Washington closing the door on probably a attorney or something. I don't know what the movie. I don't know where it's from, but it's from a movie. Uh, y'all know what y'all know what y'all doing. It's from it's Andrew Barry's Burner, so that just makes that more funny because it's not actually Andrew Barry, but it's the guy says that he is. And then there's a guy that says is his handle is Ball Don't Lie HQ. It's Michael Scott saying, "Why are you the way that you are?" to Toby from The Office. I love that show. In fact, I'm actually rewatching it right now. There is one message that I will not read because it's actually heartfelt, and since we're clowning on Deshaun Watson, I will not read it. The next one is just like a tweet of all of the happy birthday tweets for the Browns, and none of them look happy at all. Oh, this is a good one. There's a GIF of Newman from Seinfeld that says "Nobody cares," which I think nobody does care.
No.
But
All right. I think we got our point with the Deshaun Watson birthday.
yeah, that's a good point. That's a good
We
point.
got our point. All right, but Scheffler just tweeted. He said there's four QB matchups this week, all number one picks. So there's 8 teams that had number one pick quarterbacks. You got
Really?
Rams, Titans, Stafford versus Cam Ward,
Uh huh.
Jags, Bengals, Trevor Lawrence versus Joe Burrow, Bears Lions, Caleb Williams versus Jared Goff.
Off. Yeah.
Panthers Cardinals, Bryce Young versus Kyler Murray. I did not realize there was that much
I didn't realize that
first
either.
overall pick quarterbacks that
I didn't
are
realize
playing
that
each other.
either. But let me say this: Matt Stafford is gonna cream Cam Ward today.
Oh yeah, yeah,
And
yeah,
also, I just want to highlight this a little bit because it's funny. The Cowgirls are gonna cream the ass out of the Giants today.
yeah. So yeah, I have Javante starting in every league I have him in.
Williams,
Just
Devontae Williams,
yeah, just because I think the Cowboys are going to start off just passing the ball, just
uh-huh.
running up the score, and then Javante is just going to
Go off in
run
the
the
second half.
ball. Yeah, and just run the ball. That's what I think is going to happen. Or it could be a close game, and then Javante screws me in every fantasy league. So
I I think you could be right in some capacity, but you might have to wait for the big part of that game.
yeah,
For Javante. I hope you are right. I do admit that, but it you don't know every week.
no.
It's a question mark.
I mean, who knows? That could just be like the first game against the Eagles where they just like ran the or
Yeah,
he
yeah.
had 15 carries or whatever for 54 yards and 2 touchdowns. So it was mainly touchdown points.
Oh yeah.
So it's a big risk reward type thing. So I'm going for the risk. That's how you win fantasy games, in my opinion.
Sometimes, sure.
You go for the if you go for the risk, I've learned that's how you win fantasy games. I don't win leagues most of the time, except for my family league. Most of my other leagues, I don't really win, but I'm always in the playoffs, so I know how to win games. That's all that matters.
Yeah, most of us, play fantasy for fun, not for money, but that's what parlays are for. And actually you have a big one that you
Oh
could
yeah, I picked.
close. If you
Yeah, I
want.
did a lot for, or I just did $1, but I did all the games, so that's a good one. I have two more. I
Yeah, I
did
gotta get into that a little bit. I gotta
I
get
did
into
I
parlay.
did two more. This one was $5. Bills money line, Cowboys money line, Bears to cover the spread, Bengals to cover the spread, 49ers money line, and then the over on Seahawks Steelers, which is 40 and a half.
That's low. That's low. I mean,
That's what I think.
wasn't it 39.5 like a couple days ago?
I
I
think
think
so.
I think Friday when we recorded football forecast it was 40.5. So it down
Yeah, I mean,
39.5.
both
So it went up a point actually.
yes, I mean both teams. The Steelers just scored 34 or whatever
Yeah, yeah.
last game, so and I could see both of them getting over 20 points, so that's why I did that.
Sure, yeah.
And then I did a four-leg touchdown scorers. I did Josh Allen anytime against the Jets. I think that's gonna hit. I think he scored every time he's played against the Jets.
Oh, the Jets. I
Jav-
mean, the Jets do have an improved defense. I will say that because of their improved play caller, but
mhm.
the Jets are still the Jets, and they will continue to be the Jets. I'm sorry, Nick, if you're in the background watching this, but you know, you agree with me. The
The,
Jets aren't good. So
yeah, the Jets are gonna jet, but hey, yeah, they got our quarterback though.
yeah,
They got
I
Fields
think
from
you
us.
actually do. I think you do have a good quarterback figure out there. And Nick just said they will get destroyed, so he agrees with us.
Yeah, so I did Josh Allen touchdown, anytime touchdown. Javante Williams, anytime touchdown. Again, going off what I said earlier. And then I think DJ Moore gets a touchdown against the Lions. I think that
Oh,
Lions Bears game is going to be very close. It's either going to be like 14-17 type thing, or will be like a 30-point shootout type thing.
well, all I hope
I
for,
hope it's not the shootout, in my opinion, because I think we lose that if it's a shootout.
is a Bears win. That's all I'm
Yeah,
hoping.
that's all I want.
Because
And
honestly,
then
you
Trey McBride touchdown against the Panthers.
I actually, normally I would bet against you there, but the
Yeah,
Panthers just don't have a
the
good enough
defense.
defense. So
Yeah,
I think you actually have a possible hit there. But seriously, the thing about McBride, he's a yards tight end. He's not a
just
touchdown tight end.
yards, catches type stuff. But
'Cause he had almost, did he have a
he,
1,000 yards
he had
last
a
year?
thousand last year.
He had 1,000 yards as a tight end, which barely heard of. If besides if you were like Rob Gronkowski, you know,
Travis Kelsey.
Travis Kelsey from 3-4 years ago. Uh, no, I can't say Aaron Hernandez because he
I
didn't do
think
it.
I think Kittle did it one year.
Kittle, I think, did, but
Like it just doesn't happen, stuff
it
like
doesn't
that.
happen for tight ends unless you're the star-studded tight end.
And I think we had two last year. I think Bowers did it, and then
Yeah,
McBride did it.
Bowers did it, and McBride, but McBride last year only had 2 scores. That's bad. Like, I mean, usually a tight end is a quarterback's safety blanket.
Yep.
And speaking of that, I mean, the Bears need to get their tight ends involved because last week the Bears had, I want to say, a total of 40 yards go across 2 tight ends, and
Whoa.
one of those plays was a 31 yard reception by Cole Kmet.
Yeah, and then I think Loveland had one catch for 9 yards or something like that.
It's insane. Um,
But
so
speaking of the Bears, okay, since we are Bears fans, we're gonna go into this game a little bit more,
sure.
just because that's our team. We want to see them win.
Mhm.
Obviously, I need to see the playbook open up a little bit from Ben Johnson, in my opinion.
I agree. I agree.
He said this. He said last game was on him, but it was also on everyone else who played.
Hmm. But I will admit, it is nice to hear a coach take accountability because we have not had a coach that has taken accountability in the last 10 years.
Yeah, I mean it's been crazy. I think Nagy did that once. I think Nagy took
Once.
accountability one time, and that was probably in 2018. But like the game against the Lions last year on Thanksgiving, when Flus didn't call the timeout, like
Hmm.
he took no accountability for that.
Mm-mm.
Like
And honestly, the thing about the last time we played the Lions, Caleb Williams had 256 for 3 touchdowns, and
mhm.
with 3 touchdowns, and that was with a incompetent play caller. So please, Ben Johnson, if you can hear us from God, open up the playbook. I mean, this is the team that you came from. You know how to beat them. You know what their weaknesses are. So get the playbook open.
And the Lions looked awful against the
They
Packers.
did. And yes, we
Yeah,
understand it was against Micah Parsons and their improved defense,
we
but
get it. We
still,
get it. They're the Packers. They're gonna run the North again. Shut up. I hate.
still, they
I
look
can't. I can't stand the
very
Packers.
bad. I mean, you go from scoring what 33-13 after losing your your star-studded offensive play caller and your star-studded defensive play caller.
Yep.
So both. So really, the reason that I think we have a a better chance at winning today is because you can't go from looking that bad week 1 to looking like the greatest show on turf in week 2. And if they do, I am gonna break my TV. I will not actually do it, but I will want to break my TV.
No, yeah. I mean, it's just so hard to come back from looking that bad to looking like the best team, like how you're supposed to look,
They
how they were
can't. They
supposed to.
won't do that. They can't do.
There's no shot. Like, yeah, the Chiefs haven't even done that. Like when the Chiefs never look bad, so that's different.
Right. And also the thing that I have to emphasize here. So when Dan Campbell, um, let Aaron Glenn and Ben Johnson take head coaching jobs, he said that he was going to promote from within. But the thing was, every person that most likely Dan Campbell was going to promote to take over the offensive coordinator and the defensive coordinator jobs went with Ben Johnson or went with Aaron Glenn to get
Mhm.
promotions. So Dan Campbell decides to hire John Morton as the successor to uh, Ben Johnson, and then who did they hire? They hired like their linebacker coach to be the defensive
Yeah,
coordinator, right? I can't
yeah.
think of his name.
I don't remember his name, but yeah, they did do
And
that.
I'm sorry that I can't think of his name, but the offensive coordinator is probably more important because you were the one that was scoring 30 plus points every game with Ben Johnson. So they decided to hire John Morton because he's a friend of Dan Campbell, and he was with the Lions uh, as pass game coordinator a couple of years ago, I think something like that. But the thing was, he only has 1 year of play calling under his belt, and that was with the New York Jets. So
That
take
says a
that
lot.
what with take that, you know, aside from last week, that was terrible, because like the Jets never scored, and I'm pretty sure that Nick would agree with us. But what do you think are the keys to winning this game? Would you say?
Opening up the playbook, like getting Caleb not relying on the check down as much as he did last game,
Hmm.
throwing the ball more than 10 yards. That's a big one.
Uh huh.
When we did that, we actually scored.
Right.
And then, honestly, getting Manungai involved in this game a
I
little bit more.
want to see him get involved in this game. I mean, Ben Johnson uh, came out and said that he wants to call out more plays for Manungai. And dude, the thing was like the thing that people have to realize is you can get a running back from anywhere from first round to undrafted. And if they
Yeah,
have the right coaches and the right system, they are going to be successful.
undrafted guy, James Conner. Look at him.
James Conner, I mean,
Seventh round pick, Aaron Jones.
uh, Isaiah Pacheco, another seventh
Pacheco,
round pick.
seventh round pick.
No, it's another seventh round pick from.
Kamara was drafted in the fourth round.
Hmm. But
Tyreek Hill was a
he
fifth round
also
guy.
had,
That's a wide receiver, but
but he has looked like crap. Tyreek Hill,
Kamara? Oh, Tyreek
Tyreek
Hill.
Hill.
Wait, I think he just doesn't want to be there.
Well, okay, I can understand that, but
I think
the
that's what it is. I think like he wanted to be there the first year he was there. That's why he had that year year he had,
mhm.
and then
So you don't think
now,
he's trying anymore? But
because
the
I mean,
Dolphins have come out and said that they don't have plans to trade him.
yeah, I mean, so then he's got to play football because he was there was some plays last week where I rewatched it all, not all, but I rewatched like a little bit. Tua
Mhm.
just misses him. Like Tyreek Hill's open and he doesn't get the
Well, I
ball.
mean, the dude always has 98 speed or 99 speed all the time.
Yeah. I mean, you have two guys who are fast. You have Jalen Waddle and Tyreek Hill. How do you not get them the ball? Is Tua that bad? Like, because I don't think Tua's terrible. No, no, I think he's bad. I don't think he's terrible. There's a difference. There's a
Well,
difference.
yeah,
But
okay,
he might switch my opinion from him being terrible
sure.
if you can't give those guys the ball. Because when he came out of college, it was accuracy. Like he was the accuracy guy. That's why he got drafted high.
Right.
And
Well, I mean, it also
he
helped
does have 15 concussions or whatever it is, so that
but it
doesn't
also
help.
probably did help that he came from Alabama when Nick
Yeah,
Saban was there. If you draft someone that was developed by Nick Saban, you should get a star. And I will admit, I mean, for the first couple of years, Tua did look pretty good, but then he got his couple concussions, and it just went all downhill from there.
yeah. I mean, I don't know,
Um,
but We could go into our fantasy league since week
Yeah,
one's over.
sure,
I
sure.
mean,
Let's see if there's any other uh,
yeah.
injury.
I'll say our rankings. I am the number one seed right now with 2 more points than Zan.
Okay.
I beat Grant last week.
Yes, you crushed me. I swear to God, the Eagles need to get AJ Brown and Devontae Smith involved in this game.
I hope Devonta Smith doesn't get involved because I benched him. He's got to prove me wrong.
Well, see, my dad has him in one of our
Yeah,
fantasy leagues, so I got to root for him.
yeah. I mean, then we got Nick, uh,
Yeah,
second or
we're
third.
actually.
You are. What's that? Third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh. You're seventh right now. If we
Yeah,
go up, because we're going off points,
right.
which actually you have the sixth most points,
Mm-hmm.
because Jack won with only 98 points. Terrible.
Yeah, that's not good.
No, but I do play Ben this week. Our other co-host, who's not here.
Yeah,
How does?
not
Why wasn't he here? Doesn't feel good, right?
not feeling great. Has
Yeah,
like a headache or something.
yeah, not feeling good. So he'll be back.
He'll be back though. He'll be back.
He'll be back next week.
Yeah,
He's probably watching. I think
yeah.
that's what he said, right?
Yeah. He said he'd be watching, so I think he might be in here. He's just uh not feeling the best today. Which you
Speaking
know
of that, we could talk about that game, Patriots versus Dolphins. That's a game to look out for, I think.
that is a game to look. Honestly, that's a very good game to look out. For. I mean, the thing is, so for me, the okay. Ooh, let's actually talk about that before we get into the game. So, I, doesn't it look really bad if your players have a players only meeting week one of the NFL season?
Hmm.
That looks really bad, really bad. So the Dolphins need to get it under control, man. I mean, if they don't, I think McDaniel's out. I think Tua's out. I think they start over.
Yeah, I mean it's tough to cut Tua when he gets 52 million a year or whatever it is.
Well,
Terrible contract, terrible.
yeah, I mean, and he got it like right, and then he got it, and then he literally got a concussion like a couple weeks later,
Yeah,
and and I mean, nothing looks good for him. He shouldn't even be playing anymore, in my personal opinion.
I think he's one, maybe two away from being gone.
I think he
I
just should
think I think
leave.
he's like 1 to 2 from being like an Andrew Luck type of thing. Where like he probably could still play, but it's best for him and his
Not
health
to
just
play.
to not play. Yeah.
Yeah, I can agree there.
But speaking of that game, you got Dolphins, New England. I'm versing Ben's got both of them, both running backs. You got Henderson and Achan.
Okay, A-Chain will get you a touchdown. I'll say that.
Well,
But
last week it
Henderson,
was it was only the touchdown that got him points, which was weird. He
that's
literally got saved by that touchdown.
that is true, sadly. But Henderson, as much as I want him to be a star, with him being a rookie, you have to temper your expectations because
Yeah, so that's why I sat him, just because I don't know how exactly that Patriots offense is gonna look,
sure,
just because it is a new system, exactly like how the Bears is.
mm-hmm.
It's a new system, second year quarterback, which I do think Drake May's good. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah, and once he gets used to Josh McDaniel's system, it'll improve
Yeah.
because Josh McDaniels is one of those people. In the NFL, there are always those people that are great offensive coordinators, but never a good head coach. Josh McDaniels is one of those people. Like he's had two shots. Granted, both of those shots were never great shots. The first one was with Denver. Uh, the second one was with the Raiders. Although he did accept the Colts job, but then backed out after he accepted it. So, um, which I mean, I understand the Colts are dog shit for one of the
Hey,
best.
they look good though.
I think they just got lucky. I think they
I
got lucky.
they do play Denver this week,
I
so
think this. I think this is going to be the game that actually shows the real Colts, the real Colts. So,
hey, or Danny Dimes goes on that Fitzpatrick run for the 4 weeks.
and if he does, I will. I applaud him. I will applaud him. But I don't see it happening in my
No, I
personal
don't
opinion.
either.
But what were we saying? Oh yeah, I was mentioning it.
Dolphins,
Um,
Patriots.
yeah. So McDaniels has always been a very good play caller. When he calls his offense, but when you have to teach it, you always have to expect a couple of weeks where it's going to be middle of the road because of the fact that the whole team weren't learning a new offense. So, and the same thing goes for defense. So, but I think that they'll get it right in the next couple of weeks. I mean,
Yeah,
I'm I'm very curious to see when Stephon Diggs will settle in.
he
Because
didn't have a bad game.
yeah, he didn't have
He
a
went
bad
6 for 7 with 57 yards. Like that's not bad. He had 7 targets, so
didn't have a bad game, but
no.
I mean, you still expect.
He's not gonna be Diggs from the Bills or the Vikings. Like he's older.
Yeah, I mean, but you probably still expect, I'd say, 70 yards from him every once in a while.
Yeah,
Um,
but
but I mean, again, new offense, whole new system for everybody. So, let's see, is there anything new coming out? Refreshing, refreshing Twitter is a big thing for this. Yeah, nothing really. I'm trying to think of what other topics we could talk about.
Kirk Cousins returns to Minnesota, which helps him make the fourth highest paid player in NFL history with his guaranteed money.
Wow. Yeah, so let's talk about that because actually this matchup is the rematch of the national championship from a couple of years ago with Michael Penix and JJ McCarthy.
Yep.
Um, Personally, I give the edge to JJ McCarthy and the Vikings because the Falcons just they have a bit. Their head coach is terrible. It's it's probably one of the worst head coaches of the league. I mean, if not the worst, in my personal opinion. What are your thoughts on that, Michael?
So yeah, I think the Falcons are going to win this game.
Really?
I really do. I think because the Vikings made Swift look decent. I don't think Swift's bad. Don't get me wrong, but they're going to go up against Bijan, who's a way better running back than Swift.
Yep.
They still have Drake London out there. Penix, it all depends on which quarterback I think is better, and I think Penix is better than JJ McCarthy because JJ McCarthy did not look good at all during that game.
Yeah.
He
Some
got he got their points were made off of penalties. That's what it was.
That's a good point.
So
And honestly, if I'm being completely honest, the thing that shocked me the most about JJ McCarthy is the fact that he won Player of the Week off of one good quarter of football. One.
yep,
Football is a 4-quarter game. So you're saying that he scores what 2 touchdowns, throws for 143 yards. If you look at the rest of his game, he what did he have, like 50 total yards before that?
yeah, yeah,
How can you justify? I understand that scoring 3 times in 1 quarter is great, but how can you justify 143 yards as game of the week? I mean, pl- player of the week should have gone to Daniel Jones or
yeah.
something. I mean, that is a legitimate player of the week candidate there. I can't believe that that's coming out of my mouth, but it is.
Or Josh Allen or Lamar. Or Josh Allen, not Lamar. Lamar didn't win, but I mean Josh Allen ran one in, threw for two. Like he did the same thing JJ did, and then had a bigger comeback. So
Yeah, yeah, that's a good point.
in less time.
Yeah, huge points there. Huge points. I mean, what other games like would you say like would be huge to talk about? Let me look at the.
Jags Bengals could be a decent one because it is Bengals early season.
That's true.
That's I mean you got back to back number one picks going up against each other. So I'm also looking at because I want to see how Brian Thomas Jr. starts doing. I
Yes,
do have him in a couple leagues.
that's a good thing to look at because honestly, the thing about him was he had a touchdown, but besides that, that was his that was his production for
Yeah,
the week because of a 9-yard rushing touchdown. I
yeah. I
mean,
mean, what he had one target, or no,
9
seven
yards
targets, one catch for
for
11
9 yards.
yards.
Yeah, it sucks. But what would you
Eh,
say? What would you say is like the toilet bowl game of this week? I personally, I think it's the 49ers and Saints. And I know that you're, a Saints, you're a fan of the Saints, not necessarily like, you know, that you cheer for them, but you like them. But
is it? I think it's something complete. I think it's Cardinals Panthers.
I'm going to give my reasoning for why I think it's the 49ers and
Yeah,
Saints game, and then you can give your reasoning on the Cardinals and Panthers, which I will admit I don't disagree with you. That's a
I
good
think
candidate.
both of them are the same.
So for me, the reason that I think it's the Saints and 49ers is the fact that Mac Jones is starting a quarterback for the 49ers for probably the next couple weeks, actually, because uh, Brock Purdy apparently has a very bad turf toe injury, which how
Sucks.
bad is that how bad
No,
is that injury usually? Like what, a week or two usually?
week to like 4.
Well, it said yeah, they said 2 to 5 weeks, I think.
Yeah.
So that's pretty bad. But then you're without Kittle, then you're without Brandon Ayuk because he's still recovering from an injury. Uh, you're without I think you're without Jawan Jennings.
No, he's active today.
Jawan Jennings is active. Okay, that helps a
Hmm.
little bit.
And Trent Williams is active too.
Okay, that helps. That helps. But that means that your entire offense is going to have to run through um,
McCaffrey.
McCaffrey. And look, Christian McCaffrey is still Christian McCaffrey, but he is getting up there in age. So he can't probably handle as big of a load as he used to. And then when you look at the Saints side of the ball, your starting quarterback for some crazy reason is Spencer Rattler, which how old is he? 30? He's not actually 30, but
I
he
think he's like
feels like
27,
he's older.
26,
He's
27.
like he's in his prime in his what second
Second
year
year.
of the
Yeah.
of being in the NFL.
Hmm.
So, and he could not throw the ball for shit last week. I mean, how many passing yards did he have?
Oh wow.
Hang on,
Uh,
I can look it up on uh, on ESPN real quick.
214.
Okay, that's not bad, but it's not great.
No.
Why don't you go into why you think the Cardinals and Panthers game is the toilet bowl game of the week?
So this is why I think it is. Because the Cardinals only won by 7 to the Saints.
That is a
And
good.
the Saints almost had a game-winning
That's a
drive
good
to send
point.
it to
That's a
overtime.
good.
Cardinals did not look good in my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
The Panthers did not look good at all.
Sure.
I think both of those teams aren't that good. I think it's going to come down to who scores first. Basically, is going to win the game. Do I think the Cardinals are going to win? Yes. Do I think the Panthers are going to lose? Yes. I think it's probably just going to come down to I don't know who could score 15 points. That's my opinion, or 14 points. Who could get 2 touchdowns first? I think that's what it's going to come down to, and I think the Cardinals are going to do that. I
Mm-hmm.
think I think they might. Nah, I like Bryce Young. I don't know.
Well,
Maybe they sit Bryce Young again. Who knows?
your backup options aren't great.
No,
Do you think that what's his um Bryce Young is the answer for the Panthers, or do you think that they'll have to look for a new option in a couple years?
maybe in a couple years. Again, I don't like when rookie quarterbacks get sat early, or if you're gonna sit him, you sit him the first year, and then you have him go and like Jordan
Right.
Love did. He sat for 4 years, and now he's look at him.
Or sit Patrick Mahomes for a year, and now look
Yeah,
where he is.
yeah. And then he comes out, wins MVP, goes to Super Bowl a bunch. Like they, how it's been, even with Caleb, like how it's been is you're not sitting your quarterback. You're having them just go out there and play, and
Mhm.
everyone expects them to be so good. But you're going from college to the NFL. That's a huge jump.
Oh, absolutely. You know, the thing that people don't realize is the NFL. So the NFL is not like baseball. Baseball has double A, triple A, and then you go to the NFL
Mhm.
or the MLB. I'm sorry, but
Yeah,
you but your college is your double A and triple A, learning process for the NFL. And I often, I used to ask myself, why don't they, because some players, go, um, in basketball, they go from from high school to to the NBA without college, and I don't
but they
think
can't do that anymore. They have to do 1 year of
yes, they
college.
have to do a year of college now, but still, I don't think that's long enough. I think they still need a couple years before they can, you know,
S- See, but the NBA is just different. I don't know. There's just something about the NBA that's like different where I think they can go from high school right to the NBA.
yeah,
Just
but
because basketball's you have 10 people on the court at most times, so you can get
yeah,
away with
I guess
learning.
that's true. But let's get back to football because
Yeah.
this is a football show. But we just wanted to, you know, get a little bit of, uh, give you an example of how the NFL is different from other leagues. So, I mean, I think I agree with you. I think you need to give Bryce Young a couple more years because you're only as good as how well you surround your quarterback, and there are so many pieces missing for
Yeah,
the Panthers.
they're not trying. Like I feel like they're just kind of just give him the ball and just have him go. Like they're not really. Yeah, they gave him Tet, but like, what is that
That's
gonna
it.
do?
Yeah, you need like in free agency they went primarily defense.
Yeah,
When you have a quarterback on your rookie contract, you need to focus on the offense to make him better. Like okay, so the bear. Let's look at let's use the Bears as an example, right? So they get Caleb. He looks very good for his rookie year, in my personal opinion. 3,500 passing yards, 20 touchdowns, 6 interceptions, but gets sacked 68 times. Fire Matt Eberflus, fire the whole past administration, bring in Ben Johnson and his young, young mind and his young offensive coaching staff, and then they go and get, the interior of their offensive line fixed. You add a few pieces on defense, but your primary focus was to protect Caleb. You get Jonah Jackson, you get Joe Tooney, and you get Drew Dahlman. Now, Drew Dahlman and Jonah Jackson didn't necessarily look that great last week, but it's also a new system and all that stuff. And then you go ahead and you get Colston Loveland and uh,
Luther Burden.
Luther Burden and Ozzy Trapillo, and half your draft class was offense. Which I will admit I thought was going to be the thought process, and I was very happy with this draft class. But so the Bears are doing it right. They're surrounding him with the talent that this team needs to be successful. They just need to.
They just need Caleb to show up.
Yeah,
That's all it is.
yeah. They need.
Like now, there's no excuses for your quarterback.
No, there's not.
Whereas there's still a lot of excuses for someone like Bryce Young.
Yes, because he still doesn't have the greatest offensive line. Doesn't doesn't necessarily have the greatest of play callers either. I wouldn't necessarily say that Canales should be on the chopping block, but depending on how this year goes, you might change my mind by the end of the year.
Yeah.
But then at that point, you might need to be looking at getting a new quarterback too, because usually when new administration comes in, even if you are the number one draft pick, if you don't fit their system, it won't work.
Yep.
I mean, I think that was I think it's a little different for Ben Johnson and Caleb Williams, because Ben Johnson tailors his offense to the quarterback, but some offensive minded head coaches aren't willing to change their offensive philosophy to fit the quarterback. I think that's a different situation for Caleb Williams, because he was that guy in college. So
Yeah.
I would imagine that Caleb Williams and Ben Johnson will mesh eventually. We just have to give him more than 18 games, because everyone was already calling it, for him last week, and I'm like, and
I just want to say something. Caleb has that game against the Vikings, right? Everyone's at Caleb's head. Jaden Daniels has his game against the Packers, where Jaden Daniels looked very bad. He looked very bad. His stats were all that last drive that boosted his stats. And no one says anything about Jaden Daniels. That's what I don't get.
see, everyone just talks bad about the Bears.
I think that's what it is. Everyone just hates the Bears. Just like how everyone hates the Cowboys, obviously.
Yeah.
But I think it's just that number one pick. People
Expect him to be a
they
star.
expect them to be like Joe Burrow. You're not going to get Joe Burrow from everyone.
Look. People need to understand something about if they want to see Joe Burrow out of every number one draft pick for the next 100 years. Joe Burrow was a part of probably the best LSU team to ever exist. He had T. Higgins. He had
No, you had Jefferson and Chase.
oh yes, he had Jefferson and Chase, and then whoever was running back at that
Clyde.
point. I mean, could you imagine if I want to run this. I don't think that this will happen, but could you imagine if at the end of Justin Jefferson's career, he decides that he wants to play 1 year with Joe Burrow and Jamar Chase again to bring back that LSU stardom in Cincinnati, if Burrow and Chase are still there when Jefferson decides to retire or close out his career with the Bengals. If all three of them can get on one team, the Bengals are the immediate Super Bowl favorites, without
Yeah,
a doubt. I mean, it's crazy. Could you imagine a team like that?
that would be nuts. I want that. I want that to happen now. I want Jefferson out of the North. I want him to go back. I want him to go to the AFC North. Get out of the NFC North.
I don't think it's going to happen now, but if
Nah.
it could happen at the end of his career,
Yeah.
and I don't care how old Joe Burrow, Jamar Chase, and Justin Jefferson will be at that point. But if they get together for 1 year, they are the Super Bowl favorites. They should
Yeah.
immediately be the Super Bowl favorites. I mean, it's insane. I mean, just imagine that, because during that last year with Joe Burrow, Jamar Chase, and Justin Jefferson, Joe Burrow had 5,000 yards and 60 touchdowns.
Yeah.
That is an insane NFL stat line.
Yeah.
That has never happened in the NFL. The only player to do that or do close to that in the NFL is Peyton Manning, where he had 5,000 yards and 55 touchdowns.
Hmm.
Imagine if Joe Burrow can do that.
I can't believe I'm not actually slandering the Bengals for the second straight week in a row.
I know it's crazy, huh?
I don't know. A few people hedged on the Jaguars this week, right?
I don't know.
think
I don't
so.
know. I had the Bengals winning.
I mean, I'll check. There was some people who actually in our football forecast picks show actually did take the plus 3.5. So let me see if I can check that really quick. And by the way, actually, I have a little surprise to show you because you remember how on NFL Red Zone last week, which we are going to watch the top of the hour, they didn't have the countdown stuff.
Yeah.
Well, oops. If I can, they have the countdown now.
Awesome. Awesome. Well, actually, I will have my TV muted, but I am gonna have the Bears game on in the background.
Yeah, that's fine.
So
But how sick is this? Having the countdown now as part of
that's
Red
cool.
Zone.
That
That's
is
cool.
so sick.
But I'll lower this down just so we're not getting disrupted by it. But I'm looking at the picks now. So Johnny actually hedged at plus 3.5 for the Jaguars. Let me see if anyone else did.
I noticed in our thing we had it was Ravens 11.5. They're now 12.5.
Yeah, which means more money is coming in on the Ravens.
Yeah.
The picks were interesting this week. Actually, you missed a good show. Actually,
Yeah.
There was a lot of totals taken.
What I took 3.
I did too. I took 3.
I had the Bills as my lock.
Just to win, right?
Yeah.
The cover, I mean. Yeah.
Yeah, to cover.
You'll be interested to know I took the Bears Lions under 46.5.
Yeah, like I said, that could either be a shootout or it's going to be like a 14-14 game or something like that, you know?
Well,
like
the Bears
14-7.
The Bears have a ton of inactives, at least from what I saw. Yeah, I put it in here already. And the Lions like shit coming in.
They look so bad.
I'm afraid that's why I wouldn't touch the spread number in that game because, first of all, how can the Lions be favored by 6 after what they did last week?
That's why I took the Bears. If it was like 3.5, I would have touched over and under, but it's 6.
I just don't like the number, period, because like even though I think the Bears could cover, I just don't know if they would win. Like, so that's why I said I thought the number was very high. Zan agreed that he thought the number was very high, the total.
Yeah, 46.5 is high.
And then I think the obvious one was 49ers at the Saints with all the injuries. And now Jennings looks like he might be out, depending.
It says he's in. It says he's active.
But he's like a game time
As of right
decision,
now.
kind of.
Yeah. So we got 4 minutes to see that. 3
So
now.
I took the under 40.5 in that game. I think that's going to be an ugly shootout. I
No, I took the 49ers.
I just think it's going to be an ugly, ugly shootout, especially with no Brock Purdy and Mac Jones starting.
Oh, absolutely. The offense is going to have to run through McCaffrey, which I love, but also hate.
Oh, the Saints are going to stack the box all game just because of that. So,
Yeah.
And then what was the other? Oh, for Monday Night Football, I took the under 46.5 also. The second game, the second Monday Night Football game, the West
Chargers,
Coast.
Raiders.
The Raiders game.
Because that game's outrageous. 46.5?
Yeah, 46.5 is crazy. I think the Chargers are just going to blow them out, personally.
But I think it's all going to come from the Chargers, though. I don't think. Yeah. That's why I thought that number was outrageous. Like, I'm just trying to see if there was anything else that really. By the way, I think the steal pick of the day is Patriots plus 1.5. Also, I don't know how you feel about that, but
no, yeah, I took the Patriots there.
Also,
yeah,
something. Oh, damn it! What was I going to say? Fuck! I lost my train of thought.
It's okay. It's all good. But this is cool though that they now officially have the countdown in here though, so now it gives us something to at least have up here while we're waiting for the game to start. But I heard your parlays. I put down one of my own. So I have Patriots plus 1.5 and the Cowboys to cover minus 4.5. And then I took Keon Coleman for an anytime touchdown against the Jets.
That's a good one. That
is a good one.
That was plus 230, by the way. Keon Coleman.
Yeah, all the wide receiver ones are pretty high this week. I saw like most of the wide receivers touchdowns at least are high.
I just found that crazy.
Yeah.
And I didn't even put that much on it. I put like $15 on it to win like 60 or something. Like it was an easy number.
Yeah, I mean, I have Josh Allen scoring in that game. He's going to get in.
I think so.
Javonte could score fairly quick in that game.
I agree.
Then I'm done scoring in this one, but I do have DJ Moore scoring in the Bears game. And then obviously I'm taking my shot on